just because your friend's on a diet and is eating salads and skipping breakfast doesn't mean that you have to go on a diet and eat salad and skip breakfast. I love breakfast. I eat it every day. Hi, my name is Maddie, and my life is a mess. If you're new here, hello and welcome. As I said, my name is Maddie, and I've been documenting my eating disorder recovery journey, my life, my mess of whatever this is. And if you don't know, I'm currently living and working in Costa Rica as a yoga teacher. This is actually the studio that I teach in. Very fun. And today I'm doing a Q&A video. I've never done a Q&A video before. I sent out a question box on Instagram and also asked my last video for people to send in questions. So we're just gonna get to it and answer some questions. But first, I wanna show you this amazing view because that's the ocean. I know, right? This is the studio and this is where I get to be my teacher self and teach yoga. And I'm in a weird mood right now, and I'm also just gonna say it, yeah, I'm sunburnt. Not flash people. I'm sunburnt, my nose is peeling, so we're just gonna ignore that and get to the questions. I have them written down on my laptop because I still film with my phone and I can't use my phone and film at the same time. But I've just written them down in the order that I got them. So thank you for joining me, and let's get straight to the questions as I set up my camera again. So number 1, have you ever had a boyfriend or a significant relationship? That's a weird one to ask. Not actually, it's kind of a normal question to ask. I'm 25 and I have had about 3 boyfriends, not very serious. The longest one was 8 months, so not a very long time. But as I'll get to in a video that I've planned, during my eating disorder, having a relationship was really difficult. So I was kind of in a relationship when I started my eating disorder and actually broke it off because I was so focused on my disorder that I couldn't spend time with him, and it was just a hard time. To be totally honest, I don't really want to be in a relationship right now. I'm having a fun time just getting to know myself and traveling and seeing the world, and I think a relationship would really bog me down. But I do plan on doing a relationship and eating disorder video later on. So question number 1, no. Yes, I have had a boyfriend and been in a relationship, but not really. I don't know. That wasn't really answer to a question. But 2, do you want to have kids? Yes, I do. I would love to have 2 kids, a girl and a boy. I love the name Calico for a girl, Callie, and I'd love Otis for a boy. I've already planned it in my head. Otis is going to be older and Calico is going to be younger, and those are my kids. I also love the name Evelyn. My middle name is Jane, so Evelyn Jane would be her name. My mascara is running everywhere. Oh, I'm a mess. So yeah, I do want to have kids, but I need to get my period back first. And someone also asked, how did you get your period back? I haven't yet, so have to work on that. Trying to do that by gaining weight and getting more fat on my body. Not easy, but we're doing it. So yes, I would like to have kids. How do you deal with constipation? Do you let it just happen, or what do you do about it? Initially, like when I first started my disorder, I was taking a lot of laxatives. I was using anything Senna, just a lot of laxatives. Now I don't do that. I don't go anywhere near laxatives. I drink a lot of water. So yeah, I do kind of let it just happen. It's hard, it's uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable, but I do let it just happen. And thankfully, I've never got to the point where I've been so constipated that I need to get medical help. It kind of just passes, but it is uncomfortable. So my suggestion to you, my hair is a mess. I went surfing this morning and I have not washed the ocean water out of my hair. Yeah, let it just happen. Drink lots of water. Papaya is really helpful. People always say prunes. I've never found that to be helpful, but yeah, that's it. How do you block diet talk? This subscriber was saying that their family thinks binging is terrible and restricting is normal. It took a lot of practice to block diet talk. Even here, people say, we eat a lot of carbs here, though this is a lot of fat, this is a lot of bread. And I just remind myself that everybody's unique, everybody has their own journey, and what works for someone isn't going to work for someone else. And just because your friend's on a diet and is eating salads and skipping breakfast doesn't mean that you have to go on a diet and eat salad and skip breakfast. I love breakfast. I eat it every day. So blocking diet talk, just remember that you are you. You are not other people. Just because your friends are on a diet, your family's on a diet, just try to ignore it and remind yourself that you have to do what is necessary for you, not what other people. I still battle with that sometimes, though. How do you know when you've reached a healthy weight for your body? What does it look like? That's a really hard one to answer because everyone talks about your set point, this magic number, but you can't just say, oh, I want to reach this number, because if you get to that number and you go over, you're going to start to restrict to keep yourself down. So I would say, you know, you're at a healthy weight when you're eating enough to fuel your body, you're not mentally hungry, you're not physically hungry, you're eating to the point of satisfaction, and your body just stops where it naturally does. It might be more than you want, and that's hard to accept. I'm still accepting that. My body is still growing. Not super thrilled, but that's just what it is. What was the rest of that question? What does it feel like? At the moment, physically I feel strong. I feel motivated, but mentally it is a challenge to deal with a body that is not what I'm used to. But we're just here, embracing it. I don't know if that answered the question, so I'm sorry. I really like this question. Did you deal with your face changing during recovery? If so, how did you cope? Yes, my face is much rounder, much chubbier, and you can't really say I'm not dealing with it, because obviously I'm dealing with it. And I would just say to remind yourself that if you were to deal with it and make it change again, you would be restricting and going back to the disorder. So I'm dealing with it by trying to tell myself that this is my face. I'm gonna try and enjoy it. Don't love it, but we're trying to accept that. And yeah, your face will most likely change if you need to be weight restored. Here's a picture of what my face used to look like. Here's a picture of my face now. So yeah, much different. When is your birthday? December 18th. That's my birthday. Sagittarius. I'm a true Sagittarius. I love adventure. I love travel. I love exploring. I'm very stubborn. That's me. Hello. Is there any guy in Costa Rica you were interested in? The first time I was in Costa Rica, yes, and there was a little bit of a fling there, but of course I was only there for a few months and I can't bring people home with me. So yeah, as I said, I'm kind of having a good time just being me and traveling and not really being bogged down by one single guy, and having fun and living life, if you know what I mean. Where in Europe would you like to travel? I've done a lot of Europe. I've done Scotland, Ireland, Netherlands, Belgium, England. I might be doing France in May, so stay tuned for that. Netherlands, I think I said that. Amsterdam, loved Amsterdam. But I would really like to do Italy. I've never done Italy. Croatia. I would go anywhere, honestly. Anywhere, everywhere in Europe I want to go. But my number one, Greece. Would love to go to Greece. So yeah. How old are you? 25. I love your videos, by the way. Thank you. What is your biggest fear? That's a very good question. I don't have like a set fear. Like, I'm not scared of snakes, I'm not scared of spiders, I'm not scared of the dark, I'm not scared of sharks. Love sharks. My shark tooth tattoo, which does not look like a shark tattoo, and I have to get it fixed. I think my biggest fear is not getting rid of my eating disorder, just being kind of stuck in this quasi-recovery stage. I'll have a whole video on quasi-recovery coming up, but I think I'm very much stuck in that stage, and I'm scared of not getting out of that. So that's my biggest fear. Do you have any techniques for avoiding food comparisons between yourself and others? When I was in a residential program, we always repeated the phrase, stay in your own lane. So just focus on your plate. As I said earlier, if your friend is ordering a salad and you want a burger, you're different people. You don't have the same needs that they do. So try to remember that you are unique, you are you, and yeah, there's no one else like you. You're special. So that's all. See, even now, I'm gonna be totally honest, I'm looking at my face in the reflection. I see my wrinkle because my sunburn, I see my zits, I see my sunburn. I'm not thrilled, but I'm gonna focus on good things, like the ocean is freaking right there. I'm in this beautiful yoga studio. There are scarlet macaws everywhere. I have great food for me. So focusing on positives. Do you find that other people comment on how much you're eating? Yes, and it's very upsetting and annoying. I eat a lot, and that's because I'm like simultaneously trying to gain weight, but my head is also like trying to lose weight. I'm not trying to lose weight, but my eating disorder is still like, you gotta lose weight because you gained weight. So yeah, what was the question? Do you find people comment? Yeah. As I said in one of my most recent videos the other day, we were having pizza for dinner. Not the other day, it was like 2 weeks ago now. And I think I had caffeine too late, and I'm just like hyper now. I don't know. And yeah, someone was like, where do you put it all? And people always, one guy here calls me Hoover because I eat so much, or says like I'm an animal because I eat so much food. That's hard to deal with. So I would say if it's someone you're comfortable with, just maybe say, please don't comment on how much I eat. But again, trying to ignore them and just move on with your life. Easier said than done, but yeah. Did you get your period back? No, still working on that. I thought I had cramps the other day and I was kind of getting really excited, but I think it was just a bad stomachache. What is your career? Are you still going for your master's? I graduated from my master's, so I'm a master's student. I got my master's in journalism, so I currently work for a magazine part-time, sort of, not really, more like freelance for them. And yeah, so I'm a journalist. I would love to continue with that. And yeah, I love writing. I love photography. I'm also a photographer. Yeah, I haven't included like my whole name because I don't want to mesh my career with my YouTube and this stuff, but maybe one day. Just mystery. What inspired you to keep going earlier on when things were getting tough? That's a good question. I've tried recovery multiple times, 3 actually, and the first few times I gave up because I was safe in my disorder. I wanted to stick with it, and what kept me going this time was the fact that I just couldn't live like that anymore. It was horrible. Like I've said in multiple videos, 90% of the time you hate everything, you hate your life, you're angry, you're starving, you're tired, you're sore, you're just upset, you're frustrated, and 10% of the time was great, and now it's kind of like 10% of the time I'm feeling frustrated, angry, blah, 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 and 90% of the time I'm like ecstatic, I'm over the moon, not actually, I'm just whatever, but yeah, so what kept me going was the fact that I just didn't want to live that way anymore, and if I have to go through life in a body that is not what I'm super comfortable with, but I'm enjoying my life and getting to experience the world, then so be it. What is on your current music playlist? Oh my god, I meant to actually look this up because I'm like not really a music, I mean I listen to music, but my music taste is like so basic, and people always make fun of how shit my music taste is, but I love Of Monsters and Men, Head on the Heart, Lumineers, Skylar Grey, oh my god, 2 Scarlet My College just went by, who I think, Devin McDermott, I think, Tim Hecker is what I like to listen to when I'm on hippie lettuce. I'm definitely forgetting something. Monsters and Men is probably my favorite though. Lumineers, I said that. Angus and Julia Stone, I love. I used to listen to a lot of Daughter, but I realized that she's kind of like a stereotype now, but yeah, I was really into Daughter. Pink is obviously my guilty pleasure musician, so yeah. Oh, City of Color, I love. That album Rose Avenue by Pink and Dallas Green, amazing. But yeah, music, my brother's really into music and he always makes fun of my music taste because it's kind of shit, but I like it, so you know what, deal with that. Where's Fig? Fig, my lovely little rabbit, is back at home in Toronto. She's having taken great care. She's actually has like multiple babysitters. My family's taking care of her, but then I also have this like special rabbit care person coming in once a week to make sure that she's properly groomed, properly taken care of, make sure she's not sick, and kind of knows rabbits more than my family. So she's being fed, cleaned, taken care of, getting lots of pets, lots of cuddles. Yeah. How's it going in Costa Rica? It's going up and down, you know. I love the beach, I love the ocean, I love surfing, I love swimming, I love the water. It's amazing, but I'm having a hard time dealing with all of the food and the weight gain. The weight gain is probably the biggest thing here. I know I've gained weight since I've been here because my clothes are tight. I have shorts that do not fit me now, and that's not a fun time. What does your day look like there? They're very different. As I've said before, each week a different group comes in, so the schedule changes. So for example, last week breakfast was at 6:15, lunch was at 12, and dinner was at 6:30, whereas this week breakfast is at 9, lunch is at 1, and dinner is at 6:45. And my teaching schedule will change, so usually I'll teach from like 4 to 5 in the afternoon, but then if they have their yoga classes at 4 to 5, then I'll teach earlier in the day. I do a lot of blog writing here, so honestly, most of my day is like get up in the morning, go for a nice beach walk, have a cup of coffee, practice morning silence until 7:30, so you're not allowed to talk till 7:30, and then, oh look at that weird curl. Oh, I'm in a weird mood. I'm always in a weird mood, and I'm sorry if I'm talking too quickly. But yeah, I do plan on doing a day in the life here. So yeah. Do you have anyone to talk to on Costa Rica about your struggles? Not anyone physically here. I've actually made a point of not telling people about my disorder, not because I'm ashamed of it, not because I'm nervous about it, but because I find that when people, what is that noise? Plunder. When people know about your disorder, maybe it's just me, but I find that people kind of watch you a little bit more during meal times. and sort of just like see how much you're eating. And if I don't tell people, I kind of feel like a normal person. So I'm practicing being normal here. And so far it's been going well, unless people call you Hoover or animal, and I'm sure they wouldn't do that if they knew I had an eating disorder. But yeah, so no, but I do keep in touch with my family and my friends, which goes to my final question. Let's you just say one of those. Final question, are you doing therapy while you're away? And no, I'm not. And oh my god, the scarlet calls are so beautiful. I should be, to be honest, but I don't know, maybe I'm just being stubborn, but I kind of thought that I can just sort of go away and try to be a normal person. Honestly though, YouTube is kind of my therapy. Like I like sitting down and doing these talks once a week, so I should do more, but they take a while to edit, and I've said that a lot. I should just stop complaining because I'm really grateful for you all, and I know that I should be dedicating more time to this. But yeah, so those are most of the questions I got. Someone asked what my BMI. I'm not going to answer that question because I don't think it's helpful. They asked what my lowest BMI was, and there was a time when I probably would have said it, but I'm not going to say it now because I might be triggered. So I'll answer you privately though. And yeah, so that's all for now. If you have any other questions, I'll try to answer them in the comments below. I do try to answer all the comments because I think that's really nice. I don't know. And yeah, that's all for now. Hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.